Hello everyone, this is my first YouTube video, so if there's mistakes and editing problems, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's get on to the video. Today we're going over matchups for Jujutsu Kaisen. From Gojo to Sukuna, we'll be diving into fighters of JJK and picking out opponents. These matchups are in no particular order, so let's hop in with Todo and his opponent, Okkotsu, from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The battle of enemies to brothers. Two at first enemies, and later befriending and becoming best friends of the main character ultimately makes a sacrifice in some sort of way. Of Todo losing both his arms, and Okkotsu almost dying for Josuke. See this fight being a sprite battle, with some interesting choreography, with little moments and nods, by Todo being able to see the hand and Okkotsu being confused with Boogie Woogie. I can also see Todo asking Okkotsu what type of woman is, like how he did for Yuji and Megumin. Overall, this match is simple, fun, and it could have lots of laughs showing off their friendly attitudes. Next we have Kokichi Muta and Robot from Invincible, the disfigured anti-heroes. Two disfigured people that use a robot body as their main body. Then they later make a deal with two villains to get a new body. They double-cross said villain, the Mahler twins and Genjaku, respectively, and both, in the end, become shells of their former selves, with Robot becoming a brain, and Muta just becoming an earpiece for Yuji. This matchup could work well as a sprite match. I can also see an army battle between Muta and Robot, with Muta's domain expansion hitting Robot, and that could be actually amazing. Like, that scene could go crazy, just like how it did with Gojo versus Makima. Here's a funny matchup. Angel versus Angel. A battle of something you really aren't. Both demons resemble angels, who love their dark-haired friend and will do anything for them, with said dark-haired friend becoming victims of the main villain, and both angels having past tied to that said main villain. Zero clue how this matchup would actually work, but here is Hakari versus Darby, the gamble for your life. Two gamblers that bet their money and also have powers centered around said gambling, with Kinji Hakari having Idle Death Gamble and Darby having Osiris, or his brother having his stand Autumn. Same thing for Marilyn Manson if we want to throw her into it as well, but each match would be kind of confusing because because the stand power is relying on them playing a game. So I don't know how this match would actually work in death battle, but you never know. Yuta Okkotsu versus Gurren, the battle of undead loves. Swordsmen who suffer a tragedy and spiritually bond to their undead loves as a curse. They star as the main characters in their series prequels, hero versus villain. They start out as opposites. Gurren disguises himself as a charming yet charismatic good guy, but reveals his true motives as actually evil. Yuta is the opposite. He appears as cold and jaded, but he's really a hero. A contrast in other elements too. Although Riko's appearance as a cursed spirit and Yuta's relationship is very wholesome, the opposite can be said for Gurren and his spirit. Hajime Kashimo versus Raiden, Battle of Lightning Gods. This is our next matchup. Two characters said to be gods, one a literal god of lightning, and the other who's been framed as one. They both have electric abilities, and both come from very distant pasts, only to show back in the Death Game event in both their universes. Mortal Kombat and the Culling Games, respectively. Other person Kashimo can fight is Luck from Black Clover. Two electric powerhouses that love the thrill of battle, and will fight anyone to get that fight. Our next battle is Kenjaku versus Orochimaru. Fated characters to always come back. Two mad scientists that enjoy the chaos. These said scientists, in the later half of their series, bring back lots of friends and foes from past eras. They both body hop, and they both have insane experiments. Kenjaku with his cursed death wound paintings, and Orochimaru and his many experiments like his cursed seal marks. Then our next battle is Itadori Yuji versus Denji. This matchup has been really requested throughout the entire Death Battle fandom, so I wouldn't be surprised if it would show up later down the line. The connections for these two fighters are two teenagers who meet mysterious supernatural creatures, as both of them later made contact with them, which both became one with their body, both having later found a mysterious person who welcomed an organization which was built to fight against supernatural threats, where their new teammates, a girl and a guy, dark hair and light hair respectively. I can see this fight going out pretty well, with Yuji being able to transform and use his new powers that he will eventually have shown off in the manga, and I can see Denji bringing out his actual true Chainsaw Man form, which could be really crazy and really cool to see how that would work in battle. Our next battle is Toji Fushiguro versus Kitsuguri, both deadbeat daddies. Both are fathers to important protagonists in the series, who appear in prequels. Well-known names, the Sorcerer Killer and the Magnus Killer, and both are freelance assassins who are typically hired to hunt down magic users of their settings. Both experience cold realities of the world during the youth, and the fact that they could go on and shape their ideologies is a relation to their setting. Both are known to not actually have much raw talent within the power system, yet their immense array of weapons, both enchanted and man-made, and talent murdering to magic users means that they are considered highly dangerous. Either way, both these assassins will do a pretty good job in death battle. I believe these both characters will have a pretty good impact on the death battle, and their settings, and powers would be pretty amazing to see, as both their powers don't actually involve magic, but instead involve weapons. So this could be really good, and also bring another new series into death battle. Our next matchup is Sukuna versus Kenshin Asura, sealed gods of an old world. Both are ancient multiple-eyed beings who were sealed a long time ago, then being brought back unsealed, with Sukuna being sealed in his fingers, and Asura being sealed in his own flesh. Both these characters are connected/fused with other characters in the series, with the two characters being Death and Yuji. Both, weirdly enough, have been sealed their own body parts, which is another, connection. They're both four members of a group, originally good, but then it went down a really dark path, betraying their groups. To finish this video out, the next few matchups are going to be rapid-fired, so here we go. Masamicha Yaga versus Rukia, Stitch Till You Die. Both characters have the ability to turn people into stuffed animals and use them in fights. Inumaki versus Shinsho, the battle of voice. Both characters have the ability to control people to an extent with their voice powers. Choso versus Power, Blood Duelist. Two blood users in a dark series about devils and spirits, and both having being hybrids of a human/demon or curse, with Power being a fiend and Choso being a death pain womb. Higuruma versus Yoko. Two characters have a strong moral code and don't mind being judge, jury, and executioner, both having the powers to do with some sort of judgment and justice on other characters. Another funny matchup for these characters, for Higuruma, would probably be Judge Dredd, but I don't know how well that would work in terms of thematics. Miwa versus Kobeni, the fight of the useless. Two characters have been said to be useless by their fandoms, and both happen to be in dark manga. That's it. They're just really useless characters, in other people's opinions. Mahito versus Shigaraki. Two blue hair characters that have powers with that a touch can kill a person instantly. They both go through transformations that evolve their powers, and they're both dark reflections of the main character. Takaba versus Gremi. Two characters that control reality only with their mind. Takaba control the reality whatever he finds funny, and Gremi control reality with a thought, but even bad ones can affect them and other people. And our final matchup, Nanami versus Kishibe. Rather laid-back senseis who taught them MC everything and left the MC entrusted with something important at the end. Thank you for taking time to listen to me ramble on about death battle matchups for Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm sorry that my voice kind of sucks right now. I promise I'll try to get better at this YouTube thing, as this is my first and probably only video if I don't have the confidence after this. But thank you for listening and watching. I swear I will try to get better at editing and all this other stuff. It's my bad if there's a lot of mistakes. I'm recording this on my phone. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night, good day, or good afternoon.